What's up guys, today I'll be going over the 3 main new Black Armory mods that you can get from 801 from our inventory on the second page. Those mods being Surrounded Spec, Rampage Spec, then also Dragonfly Spec. These are the 3 main ones in PvE, so I want to make a video breaking them down for future reference, because in future videos I will be talking about and using these specs a lot. So this will be the video where I show off exactly what they do, that way in future videos I don't have to do it every single time. So let's get right into this. The first one I will be talking about is Surrounded Spec. Increases the damage granted by surrounded. Bonus damage lingers for a brief time when no longer surrounded by 3 or more enemies. So I have a Hammerhead with Feeding Frenzy and Surrounded. So this will be the weapon I'm going to test this spec on. So first, without the mod on and without Surrounded active, I hit 1084. Now I'm going to go ahead and proc Surrounded without the mod. And I now hit 1531. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the mod onto the weapon and see what damage number I get now. And now with Surrounded and the mod, I now hit 1682, so putting those numbers up on the screen. Surrounded is a 41% increase, and with the mod it goes to a 55.2% increase, so a big chunk. So how about the range of the perk Surrounded itself? So right here I'm testing it, and right when I get to the 15-14 meter mark is when I lose and gain the perk. So as long as you have 3 enemies within a 15 meter range of you, you will have the perk procced. Now the second part of the mod is the damage lingers for a short period of time after you're no longer surrounded. So what I'm doing right here, this hand cannon does not have the mod on it, just the perk, and you can see where it was dropping off. So in that exact same spot now with the mod, I'm going to proc Surrounded, then I'm going to back up where I no longer have it procced, and time how long before it disappears, and that was 1.5 seconds roughly. Up next we have the Rampage spec, which all it says is increases duration of Rampage. So we all know what Rampage does. It's a 20%, 41%, and roughly 65% buff with times 1, times 2, and times 3 respectively. But let's see what the mod does. So testing the base duration of Rampage, go ahead and get times 1, and it lasts for 3.4 seconds, so roughly 3.5-ish seconds. Now let's go ahead and slap the mod onto this weapon and test again, so I get times 1 again, and see how long it lasts now. And now it lasts for roughly 4.46 seconds, so that is an increase of 1 full second, or roughly 31% longer duration of the perk, which is pretty good. The final mod is the Dragonfly Spec, which increases the radius and damage of Dragonfly. So I'm going to go ahead and test this with this bow with Dragonfly Archer's Tempo, and try to see what this is doing. So I'm going to be shooting at this group of Thrall in the Lost Sector a bunch of times and to see what is going on. So at first this is without the mod, and I killed a little over half of the Thrall with that shot. And as you see, the highest number I've seen so far on the actual explosion is 2008. That explosion killed almost everything, and the highest number I saw on that explosion was 2025. Now let's go ahead and slap the mod onto this weapon and see if we can notice any differences. So once again, shooting at the Thrall now with the mod on, which should increase radius and damage, and it killed almost all of them with that shot, so that does seem a little bit better maybe. And once again, doing it again, and it killed them all again, so it definitely feels more consistent maybe. And as you see right here, I'm going to go ahead and get another 2025 number as you saw right there. So the damage seems to be the same. It might feel a little bit more consistent, but not necessarily like a better radius necessarily. So my best guess as to what's going on here, so when you proc the Dragonfly perk, it sends a few projectiles up into the air that then explode. And my best guess is it's sending maybe 1 or 2 more each time, but it's hard to tell what is actually going on. It's definitely not doing more damage, I can tell you that. It does seem to be more consistent, but that could just be 100% placebo. I can't really confirm or deny anything that this mod is actually doing. It's definitely something you're going to have to play around with for a long time and see if you notice anything different. So overall, which of these mods are worth using? So the best one by far is Surrounded Spec. It increases the damage, then also makes the perk last longer once you're no longer nearby 3 enemies, so that's extremely good. And with the mod on it, it does 55%, which is almost up there with Rampage, and it's actually higher than Kill Clip, so I mean that perk and mod combo is definitely legit. Then for Rampage Spec, it's definitely a must-have for the Breakneck auto rifle, since so much of that gun's damage is tied to having Rampage times 3 procced at all times. Extending that duration is very helpful. But for something like the Midnight Coup, where losing Rampage times 3 isn't the end of the world and it's pretty easy to get back up to Rampage times 3, using something like Miner Spec on that gun might do more for you in the long run. And finally, Dragonfly Spec. If you're someone that uses the Created Nation of Beasts or any Dragonfly weapon, go ahead and give this mod a try and see if it feels any different. I think most of the effects are going to be placebo, but it's kind of hard to tell unless you use both a lot, and I personally haven't used Dragonfly that much in this game, so it's hard for me to tell an actual difference. You might have to go test for yourself and see if you like it or not, and if you don't, just put minor spec, major spec, or whatever you had on before back onto the weapon. Anyways, I have a bunch of really good videos planned probably by the end of this week. Once I get one last perk combo on the new Black Armory hand cannon, I'm gonna make a video about that. And I also want to make a video with the threat level with Surrounded versus Trench Barrel. And this video will actually help a lot for those videos when comparing different perks on the weapons. Anyways, the rest of the video will just be some gameplay with all 3 of these mods that I just talked about. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.